Hey everybody, welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. It's Monday, that means it's time for Movie Monday. Today, Spider-Man 3? That's right, everybody. Welcome to Movie Monday, the show where we talk about movies every single Monday here. Today we've been talking about these Sam Raimi Spider-Man films. So today we're talking about Spider-Man 3. I am Rockin Robbie Billups. This is
Jelani, Bullard.
This is
Brooks.
Spider-Man 3 came out in 2007, directed by Sam Raimi. This is the conclusion of the Spider-Man Trilogy, even though that was not the plans at the time. They obviously continued. They thought this stuff would continue for a while. This was the last one, though. Probably for good reason. It's not the best film in the trilogy at all. It's got some issues, but I don't think it's as bad as some people think it is. I think the bad parts are all Act 3 and Venom. That's what I think. I think they wrecked Venom. They trashed Venom. They trashed Venom. The third act is rushed. It's super silly, super quick. But overall, I do think that this is one of the more mature stories they were trying to tell in the Spider-Man universe. I love the idea that it's about Peter getting all wrapped up in the fame of being Spider-Man. You know, I've become quite an icon here in New York. Meanwhile,
the opposite of Spider-Man 2.
Exactly.
Just getting crapped on by everybody.
And meanwhile, his girlfriend, he's finally with Mary Jane, the woman that he loves more than anything else, and he is completely oblivious and blind to everything going on in her reality, in her world. And and then of course you got James Franco. James Beautiful Smile Franco. In this movie with a really complex part that I really, really like as well. So I like this movie, but it's the worst Spider-Man film that Sam Raimi did. Anyway, that's what I thought about it. I want to know what these guys thought about it, and that's what I thought back then. My initial thought after I watched this movie in the theaters in 2007 was, well, that Venom shit happened really quick, didn't it? Anyway, what do you think about this movie, Jelani?
Yeah, I do not like Spider-Man 3.
Okay.
Spider-Man 3 is everything that went wrong. You could tell that Sony was getting more and more interactive and pushy with Sam Raimi. You could tell immediately.
They forced him to put Venom in the movie.
Put Venom in the movie. They forced him to do a lot of things. It's a bloated mess of a film. It has a fourth act. And it shouldn't have a fourth act. It just didn't feel like it should. It had too many elements that did not gel well together.
It had a very uneven pace towards the end too.
Yeah, if you're gonna make a black costume suit Spider-Man and have Spider-Man take over the symbiote, just make it a Venom movie. Just make it the main villain Venom. Don't cast him as Topher Grace. And don't add all that other stuff. Take Sandman completely out of it. Or make Sandman just a smaller role. Because all Sandman's motivations for me in that movie were, I gotta do this for my daughter.
That is true.
I gotta get my daughter. And I gotta get her.
And he just
sand!
He just accidentally falls into this particle physics experiment.
Now I'm a sand monster. I don't know what to do, but I gotta do it for my daughter.
Yeah.
So he was so just, you take him out of the film and it would have been okay for me. Or you take Venom out of the film and don't build up Topher Grace. If you're gonna put him in another movie, go ahead and put him in 4.
Yeah, the movie should have ended with Eddie getting that costume.
Getting the costume.
Yeah.
And it should have been darker on that part. And then you make Spider-Man 4 dark as you want it with Venom.
Yeah.
And it builds anticipation. But you didn't do any of those things. You put them all together. And of course you made Topher Grace, which wasn't my choice for a Venom.
Topher Grace, though, played
a sinister character.
He plays the anti-Peter Parker in this movie.
But he's not Eddie Brock. Eddie Brock's like an older man.
He's more like
just trying
Eddie
to work.
Brock.
Yeah, but we were in our in 616. It felt like 616.
No, it's the Sam Raimi version. But
okay.
No, I get what you're saying. Though. I really do.
But you get it that it was just a really overbloated film. I don't think the characterizations were right. I can't stand Mary Jane in this one. She trying to sing and highlighting the fact that she can sing, and they make a whole storyline for her. And it's terrible, but I'm sure we'll get to Mary Jane.
We'll get that in a minute here.
But I do not like this film.
And of course,
of course, now I want to get this one out. freaking emo Peter Parker. Emo Peter Parker kills Tobey Maguire. This is the way.
I don't have long enough bangs to do it. Do you? Can you do a little bit of the emo Peter Parker?
I can't unsee that.
Dude, look how much of a douchebag this guy is.
Yeah, that whole dance, the dance in the club, the fast, he accidentally hits Mitch. Oh, and I'm like, oh God, I hate this film.
You know, this movie does a great job of building up Peter getting cocky, arrogant, overconfident, too into it. Before he even puts on that black costume.
Right, but still, it's a messy film.
Didn't need to be there. Speaking of messy, Brooks, what do you think about this film? I wasn't calling you messy.
I'm glad that you weren't calling me that, because I would have been offended. But I think this movie's all right.
Okay.
It was like, I liked it well enough when I saw it in the theaters. I thought it was, stretched a little thin. It felt like they tried to put too much in.
Gwen Stacy.
Why try and shove 3 villains into a movie when, it's better when you focus on one.
And what's crazy is that Sam Raimi wanted... Originally, Sam Raimi, they were going to do Green Goblin and Octavius in part 1.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know what? Maybe we should focus on one.
Just one.
And then the next one they were going to do Lizard and Black Cat. They were like, you know what? Maybe we should just do one, Octavius. And this one, though, they're just like, whatever. Throw them all in there. What? Batman and Robin did it. We can do it better.
Yeah. And Batman and Robin, that was such a success story. It was definitely worth emulating.
Hey, chill.
Yeah, but
Hand over
I don't think it's a bad movie. I still found it enjoyable. It was entertaining, but it is the weakest out of the trilogy, and I can see why a lot of people would just not like it at all.
And I can see why they didn't make another one, even though they were going to, with Vulture, John Malkovich, and then they went the Mark Webb, Andrew Garfield route. But okay, so. Seems like Jelani really didn't like this film. Me and Brooks are like...
It's the beginning of the end of
enjoyable.
Sony's control of Spider-Man. Like, when they were just like, we're making so much money! We gotta keep doing these!
Yeah, it's like when they made Superman 3 and 4, they were like, it's Superman, people will pay for it.
People will pay for it. We don't care what it is. Just throw it on the screen. We'll do it.
Yeah.
And it's, once again, another film by committee. It is so, you need that, and you need this, so we can sell shirts. And first of all, you didn't get Venom's costume right. Oh, God.
The look of Venom didn't bother me.
I like how Venom looked in the movie.
I like how the black costume just kind of was
I'm a new
dark...
black costume. But then it's on Venom. If you're going to make him, like, ooze, turn him into the ooze. And just
now, historically in the comic books, Venom's not the most oozy of guys. He's not Carnage.
No.
He doesn't got ooze all over
He's got
all
the black
time.
suit. It's a black suit.
I didn't mind the look.
But
I did not mind the look of Venom. And when they showed the look of Venom, I got so pumped. I bought every Venom thing I could. Every action figure, every Slurpee fucking top. Like, all that stuff I bought.
Messed up the Venom costume, man.
I was down. Okay, before we get to Venom.
Go ahead. All right, but yeah.
Let's talk about the villains first here real quick.
We are still talking about them. Just do it. I
love James, beautiful smile, snowboarding Franco in this movie. I love New Goblin. I love New Goblin in this movie. I do. I know some people don't like.
Villain, I think.
Some people don't like his glider. They don't like that he looks like an extreme sports guy.
I don't.
I love it. I love it. And like I was saying to you last night, like, no, he was thinking ahead. He knew that he may have to chase Spider-Man through this really narrow alley one day. And he needs, I don't know, I love New Goblin in this movie. I think this is James Franco's best performance.
That was the whole
It wasn't rushed. The problem is it was delayed because we already know he knows who Peter is. He knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. And it immediately starts. The first
I'm gonna kill you now!
Yes. But then they're like, oh, wait. We got to pace this out. Let's make him conveniently forget that one little section of time where he remembers all that shit, right? I don't know. That seemed a little weird to me. I love Franco in this movie. I think it's his best performance. What do you think?
He's all right. I mean,
you hate New Goblin, don't you?
I hate that costume.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it.
I don't mind it.
Why not just put on your dad's costume?
I still have my Burger.
Why not just put
I
on
still
that
have my
costume?
Burger King toys from this New Goblin.
I don't own a thing from this movie.
I do.
It's the fact that you put 3 villains in this movie, and he's one of them, and you just throw him in. You build up 2 other movies, 2 Harry turning into the Goblin, and you just rush it on through. You just make him the villain. Hell, you had 3 villains to choose from to make 3 other movies with, and you threw them all in this last one, because I guess in the movie world, we just do the trilogy. The trilogy is what sells, so we can only do the third one, so we're going to shove everything into the third one. And if you're going forward, try making, I don't know, Harry not so maniacal. He felt like this was it, that like this is when he lost it. And you give him like tiny weapons and that stupid costume and this snowboard.
I loved all that.
Yeah, it's useless.
I loved all of that.
So
every bit of it.
Because of that, I can't stand it.
Okay.
Sorry. That's the best performance.
What do you think about New Goblin? The worst thing about New Goblin is his name. New Goblin. In New Goblin, like New Metal was out big at the time. Like Lincoln.
Just wear your dad's costume.
This is Goblin. This is Green Lincoln Park Goblin. What do you think about New Goblin?
I thought it worked really well. I mean, it worked. I thought James Franco did a good job as the.
And that smile that he's got in part 3, especially when he's like messing with Peter hardcore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, my favorite one is like after he loses his memory and Peter sees him in the hospital and he's like so happy to see him. He's just like that
yeah, he is.
James
I feel like I've been
Franco.
gone for a really long time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's heartbreaking. So you like Harry in this movie?
Yeah, I liked him.
I love his art,
I
man.
think he was the best villain in this movie.
I would agree with that.
And then I would say Sandman after that.
I do like Sam in this movie. I think, was it Thomas Hayden Church?
Thomas Hayden Church.
He had just recently come off Sideways.
Yeah.
He was on Wings.
He was on Wings. He's on a lot of stuff.
And where's he at?
I don't know where he is now.
I think Spider-Man 3 happened.
Yeah. Yes.
I liked his Sandman.
Good
Like
to my
Flint
daughter.
Marco,
Save my
Sandman's not the best Spider-Man villain.
Man.
But Sam Raimi went old school, and Sam Raimi only wanted this to be a Harry Sandman movie. He was forced to put in Venom. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I think Church's performance as Flint Marco was good. You were right, though. It's a little one-dimensional.
He is
It's a
one-dimensional.
little convenient. Why is he wearing this weird shirt?
Why is the shirt like a part of him?
Because he likes that shirt that much.
God, he loved that whole
They tried
outfit.
really hard, though. The one thing I really don't like about it, I love his performance. It's very sincere. And I like the placement in the story, and I like the way it works visually with the powers and all that stuff. But
The big sand monster at the end.
the whole retcon and that, no, it was Marco that killed Uncle
Right.
Ben and this and that, and I get how that...
Oh yeah! I forgot about that horse shit.
I forgot.
Yeah, so you dig up Cliff Robertson for the
good
third
lord.
movie, you bring him up to the third movie in a flashback, and then you have this whole side quest of, oh gosh, yeah, we found out that Spider-Man...
Oh, yeah.
Fuck all of that! I like Cliff Robertson when he came back. And I was just sitting...
And Willem Dafoe's in all these movies, by the way, too.
Yeah, oh yeah, he is.
I think they
Yeah,
CG'd his
but
face in this
God,
one, though.
because he was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's sad to me that they brought all that up. And like I said, it's a mishmash. It's four
No, I
acts
get
of-
the whole reason why they brought that up, because the whole point is that...
You don't have to
No,
bring
no,
that
no,
up.
actually I don't. Because here's the thing. The whole point is at the end of the film, Peter has to forgive him for what he did, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like Peter forgiving
you
himself.
could have took that whole plot
But
out.
Peter's drama in this movie is not about him forgiving himself for that. It's about him forgiving him. It's about him asking for forgiveness for ignoring the people he loves in his life. Aunt May, Mary Jane,
Yeah.
Harry Osborn, right? Peter's a douchebag in this movie before he even gets that black suit on. What do you think about Sandman in this film?
I thought he was serviceable. He doesn't have. He's very kind of throughout most of the movie. He's like just kind of stoic. He's got the kind of sad sack look to him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't deviate a whole lot from that.
Yeah, not a lot of range there.
But his story is good. I
Decent.
think he had a good story.
Yeah.
in there.
Okay. Venom. I'm a huge Venom fan. I like Topher Grace. I like Topher Grace's performance as Eddie Brock in this film. I get what they were trying to do with that character. Venom sucks in this
That's
movie.
awful.
Venom's terrible in this movie.
Why did you even put him
Once
in the movie?
Topher Grace gets the costume and becomes Venom, the movie's over in like 15 minutes.
Yep.
It's over. Like, it's done. It's the fourth
Yep,
act.
it's the fourth act.
It's like over. It's like done. And so like, that's terrible. I like the build up to it, but the movie should have ended with him getting the suit. And even Peter putting on that black costume happened way too quick.
Yeah.
And he was. They were already building up that story of him being such a dick cheese before he even put up that costume. You didn't even need that in there. And I think that's the point, is that like they put someone else, they hired someone to put Venom into this movie. Venom's terrible in this movie. And it just, no matter how I feel about
kills the film.
No matter how much I feel about the Tom Hardy movie, as wary as I may be, I mean, what else we got? What else we got? What do you think about Venom in this movie?
Wow, he's trash.
Yeah.
I wonder.
I wonder.
Yeah, he's hot trash.
He is, dude.
I mean, like, how are you making that suit work? I mean, it's not Venom, first of all. It's not the psychopath that you really want. I really want Eddie Brock to be, like, mad, but I wanted a whole film of that. You want to give me that whole film. You want to show me that symbiote is like a screwed up symbiote. It don't matter. Symbiote.
I'm just kidding.
Tomato.
Exactly.
But don't like it. Sorry, I've already said it a lot.
What do you think about Venom?
It wasn't good, but I think it could have been good. I mean, the seeds were
tried.
there. I mean, you had the Eddie Brock character was set up, to have reasons for wanting revenge against Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and it just didn't have enough time. It's like, he's there, he loses everything. He's in the church. The symbiote attaches to him, and then big battle at the end of the movie. That's it. It's like you just don't get anything. It's like you don't get enough from all that build up.
Yeah. At all.
And that's basically the payoff for New Goblin. That's the payoff for Sandman.
The New Goblin payoff works for me though, because it starts from the beginning. Yeah. You got the beginning where he's after Spider-Man and he forgets. He has the amnesia. Then you get the middle where he doesn't remember and he's redeveloping this relationship with Mary Jane. And then he remembers. Now he's really effing with Peter, right? And then
I'm a hero.
He saves the day.
I'm a hero.
I like that he came to
and sacrifices himself.
Yeah, because that reminded
That's
me
the inevitable end.
That reminded me a lot of the that issue we were talking about.
Spectacular 200.
Spider-Man,
yes.
Where at the end Harry Osborn does end up saving Peter.
Yeah.
It cost him his life to do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of throwbacks to that. And I really like that in this movie, but otherwise, it's just too much.
It's too much.
Too many villains. I do think that Kirsten Dunst, and I did not, the last couple of weeks I talked about, this is her best.
Yeah.
This is her best performance because she has more to do. She's got more range. She's got an actual character. She's got an actual arc. She's got actual problems. Her and Peter are having real issues here. And I really, really like that stuff. Her scenes with Harry. Like all that stuff. I think that this is Dunst's best performance. What do you think?
Yeah.
This is Mary Jane the best.
Because, she is a little bit more than, the damsel or the
love interest.
Yeah.
That's all she is in the other two movies.
Yeah.
Like she does have more. I think she has more to do in this. Like
there's way more development.
She has a lot of problems in this movie, and Peter is not there for her. He isn't. He just completely doesn't realize all those things she's going through, and how hard things are being on her, and she has to smile and be supportive anyway.
Yeah.
And I think definitely out of all three of the Spider-Man movies, I think she got the most in this one.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree.
Okay.
I am sorry, she can't sing for shit.
That's kind of the point.
I know, but
I think that is the point. Yeah.
You make that whole setup for her, and it. Won't she with Peter again?
And can I ask a question?
We've already been through that whole thing where he gets the girl. He gets the girl in a 2. And it's just still they're doing their ups and downs still.
Let me ask a question though.
I don't like it.
When did Peter learn how to play the piano?
Yeah.
The symbiote taught him, dude.
Obviously.
There's a mild
How did he learn how to do a musical number?
First of all,
jump on tables.
First of all, before we wrap up, Bruce Campbell's in this movie. Another awesome part as the waiter. That's great. Apparently they were leading up to the idea that was the guy that was going to be Mysterio. Mm-hmm. Right? So I was like, I am French. Yeah, right? Really funny. It's like, All right, it's funny, right? It's cool. What was the other thing I was going to say? I don't even remember now. This movie's kind of forgettable.
It is.
But I think it's got a lot of potential, and I don't think it really falls apart till Act 3. Bryce Dallas Howard. Is that her name?
Yep.
Gwen
She's
Stacy.
She's
She's
in the
forgettable.
movie.
She's in the movie.
She's there because they were like, we're tired of saving
there.
Mary Jane and Aunt May.
Let's save Gwen Stacy.
Let's save Gwen Stacy for a while.
Let's do that. Yeah, we already saved
Didn't
her
work.
death.
Didn't work for me.
Yeah, we're
Didn't work for
okay.
me. The only thing that worked for me in this movie exceptionally well, aside from James Franco, is Topher Grace's hair.
Oh,
I liked his hair.
I'm sure he had nice hair.
Yeah. So we're about to rank it. So out of 5 possible you digs, Jelani, what do you
2.
rank?
2. It's serviceable. It's a movie.
Damn. He's ready to get this over with. 2. Okay.
It's poorly paced. It's 4 acts. It's everything that
A 4 to 5 act plot is not out of the ordinary,
it.
buddy.
You just don't need
You
it.
watch television? Because they don't do 3 act plots.
I
They do-
know,
Okay.
but this is a movie. You don't need
Okay.
a whole sequence
Okay.
of a movie.
Okay.
You don't need 3 villains. You don't need Peter's this, Peter's that. I mean, I want him to be a dick. Go ahead and make him a dick. But what he attempted on screen, what Tobey Maguire attempted on screen, may have killed his career. And do you see him in anything of substance after Spider-Man 3?
I think it even killed Thomas Hayden Church's career.
Yeah.
And Topher Grace.
And Topher Grace's.
And
It's
Kirsten
over.
Dunst.
And Kirsten
Look, all these
Dunst.
people are never in
No,
movies
people wasn't
anymore.
in movies anymore.
Elizabeth Banks and J.K. Simmons are the ones that made it through
Yep.
because the Daily Bugle, that's what I was going to say, the Daily Bugle staff, brilliant again.
But 2, because it's just a weak film. And it's too much at once.
All right.
It's too much.
I
And
mean-
I didn't put a 0. It's not Iron Man
That's right.
2.
That's right. Out of 5 possible you digs, Brooks, what do you rank Spider-Man 3?
I'd give Spider-Man 3.
3?
Yeah.
Why 3?
Well, it's not the best of the worst. It's very middle ground for me. It's like I don't hate it. There's nothing about it that really irritates me or makes me angry or raging like that guy over there.
Now take this.
Well, that part's funny to me now.
Find us.
I was pissed off at. Probably
It
the
is.
first time.
Now, here's the thing.
Now I
In
can.
the
If that
theater,
was-
I was like,
This
what
is
is
this is what evil Peter Parker is.
If
Yeah.
this was an Evil Dead movie, and they were showing Ash being corrupted by some evil force, and Sam Raimi did the scene, would we not go, that's funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not the dance scene,
That was
Yeah.
awful.
but just the whole, Peter thinks he's so cool.
He's
Yeah, they walking
and
down the
everybody's
street
like,
and all the girls
"No,
looking
you're
at him
not."
like.
Yeah, I like that, I guess, to a point. All right, but 3.
Yeah.
3. I'm with you, 3. 3. Because it's still an enjoyable film to me. I still like it. I really think the first, 2/3 of this movie are very, very solid. I'm intrigued by everything that's going on. Venom sucks.
It was awful.
Yeah.
So
that
bad.
was-
And it wraps up
that
too
was a
quick.
letdown.
He was terrible.
Yeah, man. It's just force-fed that in that Venom stuff. It made the movie uneven. Force-fed in a little bit of Gwen Stacy, too. But if it was just a Sandman movie with a lot of New Goblin stuff that ended with Topher Grace, Eddie Brock becoming Venom in that church, I would have been down for it. But it's just
Make it the
a lot of
cliffhanger.
wasted potential for me,
Yeah.
but it's still an enjoyable film and better than some other films. It's better to me than Doctor Strange or Ant-Man.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because Ant-Man is trash.
But that's just me.
I don't know about Doctor Strange.
It's better than Age of Ultron. Anyway, what did you think about Spider-Man 3? How many digs do you give it out of 5? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Be sure to join us next week. We're going to be talking about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, guys. It's finally here. Chris Dreamy Ass Pratt's in this movie along with Gwen Stacy. They're going to be saving the dinosaurs from Jeff Goldblum. Is that the plot of the movie?
Yeah.
right?
pretty much.
Anyway, so let us know in the comments, what do you think about Spider-Man 3? Join us next week for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Seriously, please do like, share, and subscribe. And check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcasts, blogs, and a whole lot more. I've been Rockin Robbie Billups. This is...
Jelani Bullard.
This is...
Brooks.
You dig?